Hey guys, happy Sunday. Guess what I'm doing? I'm filming with my flip cam. Here's hoping I'm in frame because it's been such a long time since I've held the flip cam that I'm not even sure like what angle to hold it at anymore. Anyway, as you guys can see, I clearly have no makeup on right now. And I had a thought. My friend NY City Shines Bright was telling me the other day she was going to do a follow me around video for me that was like from when she woke up to when she went to bed. And I clearly can't do that because I have to upload this the same day that I film it because I don't like create a video yesterday and upload it today. You know what I'm saying? This is like as much in real time as I can possibly make it. But what I can do is I can do a video with the beginning of my day and then go through my day until it gets to later, and then I can upload. And of course I won't get to say goodnight to you guys on camera like, you know, when I do go to bed, but I could always upload a bonus video if I were so inclined to do that, just like a minute long, or I could just not worry about that because since you're seeing me in my pajamas right now, see, pajamas, I don't know. Oh my gosh, it's been such a long time since I've used this that I think I just goofed up, but I'm gonna leave that in. That little random turning the camera around for no reason, but yeah, I was trying to show you my pajamas because I'm a dork. Anyway, guys, so the point is, this is the beginning of today's video. Happy Sunday, welcome to today. I had a pretty devastating day yesterday. The guy that I was dating for the last 6 weeks did end things with me. I don't know where we stand. I guess anything's possible. Maybe we'll both end up wanting to be together, but I'm not going to hold my breath because usually when someone tells you that things aren't working, they've been thinking about it a while already, and if he felt it enough to tell me, then he was willing to deal with the repercussions, which I guess he doesn't really know me that well because he was like worried about how I'd react. And I know I cried when I talked to you guys about it, but that's because you guys like care how I mean, not that he doesn't care how I'm doing. He was always really nice and he cares. I know he cares, but I'm not gonna like sit there and start sobbing and like beg someone to not leave me because that's not dignified. And if they don't want to be there, they shouldn't be there. It's not fair to either one of you. The point is, try to start today with a fresh perspective. I feel a lot better. I'm still really disappointed. I still wish he had, you know, not gotten over being with me, but such is life, and I wish him all the best. And it just kind of makes me glad that I never like said his name on camera or like gave away like any particulars about him other than like he cooked and he was in a band, because even though he probably wouldn't have minded if I would have talked about him a little bit more, seeing as how it didn't really seem to work out, there's less out there about it now, and it just saves him trouble in the long run. And anyway, the point I've been trying to make this whole time, but I just keep babbling because I'm so excited that I'm holding the flip and I can make this video as long as I want. It doesn't have to be under 5 minutes. This is me now. I'm going to go over there to that vanity corner and I am going to put a face on, make this all look fancy fancy. My old coworker Elizabeth is probably coming over in about an hour. I have something I need to give her. She's been wanting to play Harry Potter trivia with me and I'm dying to play. And I told her I probably wasn't feeling like it today, but I don't know. I feel better than I thought I would, but I think I still want to save it for another day and just kind of kick it and talk. My friend Darcy might come see me later, and I'm excited because he's always been such a good friend, and that's pretty much it. I'm just, you know, I figure, and my friend NY City Shines Bright gave me fabulous advice, so, oh, my arm's getting tired already, this is no bueno, and I pulled my shoulder, and I had this dream I gotta tell you guys about later. I'm all over the place, I've had some coffee, but anyway, NY City Shines Bright said to me earlier, and this is such good advice, I want all of you guys to follow her advice and do this, and comment below for her and tell her thank you, because once again, she has saved my emotional well-being every day, and you guys have heard this before too. Go to the mirror and tell yourself you're freaking fabulous. You are hot, you are smart, you are awesome, you are the shite, and everybody freaking loves you. You have to believe it before anyone else will. And I don't know if I can believe it when my makeup's not on, but you give me, well, it depends how long I feel like playing with my makeup. Give me about an hour. This will all be different. I don't know, I might film a little bit while I'm doing my makeup, but I kind of feel like I look creepy when I'm like mid-face and I don't have the patience to edit it out and make it look all good, so you might not see me again until the face is on, but I'll put you on the tripod anyway, we'll see what we get. Okay guys, until the next segment. Well, okay guys, so I made it to the next step. I made it to the vanity table. Obviously I still haven't done anything with my face, but I'm sitting here and I'm about to start doing my makeup. I'm trying to think of a good place to put the camera so that you guys can watch, but I'm not really sure where placement wise is ideal. So give me a minute and I will be back, and hopefully the camera will be somewhere where you can watch me do my makeup, and I will edit it down to just, you know, the more interesting parts of what I do, because this isn't a tutorial and this is just a little bit of the day, and if I film the whole time I'm doing it, you guys will have turned the camera off within 30 seconds of now. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, so I'm hoping this angle is good. I'm not going to go back and check it. I'm just going to get the ball rolling and do this and go ahead and start my makeup. So here's what I do when I am applying a full face of makeup. Okay, obviously my glasses come off first, and I know a lot of people say don't do your foundation and powder first. I know a lot of them say you're supposed to do it like at the end, you know, after you've done your eyes, especially if you do darker eye because of all the fallout and everything. But I have found that if I don't do my face first, I'm just not happy with the end results. And I kind of use the foundation as part of my eye primer routine. And I've always wanted, I hope you guys are in frame right now, I hope you can see me. I've always wanted to be able to use brushes for doing my makeup, especially like, well, this kind of makeup, I mean like my powder, my foundation. I've always wanted to be proficient with like a big fluffy brush, or, you know, a foundation brush, and apply it that way, because these cotton or sponge wedges really soak up a lot of the product, and I've found that if you use them more than once, they work a lot better the second time, because they already are kind of wet, although I don't know how hygienic that is if they're sitting around. But the first time I use them, I always feel like I'm wasting a lot of foundation, because I keep having to apply it to get a thick enough layer on. And the foundation I'm using right now is the one I've been talking about a lot, CoverGirl Nature Lux in number 305, which is Alabaster. And it's a little bit lighter than my skin, actually, I think, even though I avoid the sun really faithfully. But the reason I use this one is because I use blush and bronzer and powder, and, you know, by the time I get all those layers slapped on, I feel like my face would look too dark otherwise. Oh, there's my phone. Hi. That's NY City Shines Bright. What's up, girl? What I did get recently, which I've been meaning to put in a new stuff video, but I haven't really been shopping for myself very much lately, is I got this from the Body Shop, Extra Virgin Minerals. This is a mattifying cream foundation that I can't open. Looks like that inside the pan, and that's the consistency. And when I blend it in, it does blend really well on my skin, like you can't even see it there on my hand, but it's just a little bit darker than what I'm used to, and it makes me feel a little less like me when I wear it. So I'm gonna go and do my powder, and I'm gonna turn the camera back on in a little bit, provided that I've captured a proper angle here, guys. I can't talk, okay? Okay guys, so I went ahead and I put my powder on. It's the same one that I always use, the all-in-one face base from the Body Shop, which is supposed to be like a concealer, foundation, powder all-in-one, but I still put a foundation on because I've noticed that when I just use this powder, my skin looks really dry, even if I moisturize. Like, it just looks cakey and powdery, and this way it looks a little more natural. So I did that. That's the only step you missed. Then what I do is I take one of the Urban Decay primer potions, and I have all of them except for the original one, because for some reason the original one makes my skin break out terribly here, so I never ever use that anymore. I buy it and then I remember how much it affects my skin, and then I stop using it. This one is like a golden shimmer. This one is like a matte, like concealer-y type consistency. And then this one is my favorite. This one is called Sin, and it's like a pinky champagne bronzy shimmer thing. And I'm not very sparing with it, I have to admit. I use quite a bit of it. I hope you guys can, I hope I'm in frame. I put it all the way up to my eyebrows because I use a lot of eyeshadow there. I figure with having glasses, it diminishes from the visibility of my eyes and my eye look. And my eyes are really blue, and I do like that feature, honestly. But my glasses make my eyes look smaller, and it's harder to see what everything looks like when I'm done, so I do tend to go a little bit dramatic on my eye makeup on a daily basis, even during the day. And I think a big part of that also, guys, is because I'm filming every day. And I know, like yesterday, I filmed my video without any makeup. I had, you know, woken up with the guy, and we had breakfast, and then he ended things, so I didn't really bother getting fancy. Since I didn't going to his show that night, I certainly would have put makeup on had I ended up, you know, going to do something, but I just sat at home most of the day. My sister Jordy and a couple of our friends did take me out. We went to sushi last night at a lovely place, and they bought me my dinner, and, you know, I was sitting there, and, like, all of a sudden I'd be, like, all pouty about everything, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, calm down, and I'm just so grateful to have the friends I have, including you guys. I'm so grateful for my support system, and you guys are just lovely, and I realize now, in filming this, that even though I wanted to just kind of speed through the makeup application really quickly, since I have so many thoughts going on and I've had so little time to share them with you, maybe we'll just go ahead and do a double whammy, and I'll just film as I make up and talk to you, unless it's like a step where I can't talk while I'm doing it, but gosh, when can I not talk, guys, right? I'm really good at talking while I do stuff. Okay. So the next thing I do, I've got my eye primer on, I've got foundation, I've got powder. I have this baked blush also from the Body Shop. This is number 1. The shade is Petal. And it's really cool. It's two-sided. I'm assuming when you use it as a blush, you're probably supposed to like swirl your brush through like the, I'll be right there, through like the champagne-y like neutral tone and through like the really, really bright pink. And this is a really bright pink for blush. It's like really vibrant. I just use the tiniest bit right there, and I usually blend it over another blush, but we're going into this right now, which is why this is all caved in looking. I take this and I use this as a highlighter. I do a little subtle stripe of it down the middle of my nose, and then I apply it right over my cheekbones pretty thickly and pretty, you know, haphazardly, like kind of in like a triangle shape, like thinner up here and like thicker down here, because I want that healthy look, as my sister Froggy said in her last video, which you guys should check her out. I'm feeling froggy-ish. I am FeelinFroggyIsh. I'll put her as one of my tags if I don't remember to include a link, and she's also on my channel page. She's one of the featured channels there. And she did a great video the other day. It was a makeup tutorial for smoky eyes using no brushes. Which, to be honest, I was like, hey man, those Sephora brushes that you're talking about that you're confused and never use, those things were expensive. I got those for her last holidays. If she doesn't like them, doesn't want them, she should send them back my way. I guarantee you I can do a tutorial and use a different brush for every single purpose and be pleased as pie. But, you know, no hard feelings. If she doesn't want to use them, maybe I'll just do a special tutorial for her showing her how to use them. I bought a bunch of brushes for Jordy lately, too, and she gets down on them. But anyway, so I just take this little travel brush. This is by Sonia Kashuk. I don't know what it's really intended for, but it's my highlighter, nose, and cheekbone brush. So I do that. That's the first step of my face. And then I pick a blush, and I have a hard time deciding usually, but I think for today, just to make it easy, because it was the first one my eyes landed on, I'll go with this discontinued one by Urban Decay. They only do cream blushes right now, and this one's a powder blush. It's called Score, and it kind of looks like Orgasm by NARS, which I've also heard, I'll be right there, phone, that this one, which is number 4 from the Body Shop, is supposed to be a good dupe. So here they are side by side. The Body Shop one is a little bit pinker, I think, than Score, which is a little bit peachier, but they're both really pretty. They both have a shimmer to them. They're pretty much identical. This one's a little more shimmery and a little more pink. That's the only difference, but we're not going to use it today. We're going to go ahead and use Score by Urban Decay because I haven't used it in a while. So first I try to do my like smiley thing just to get the apples of my cheeks going. So, you know, you smile like a goofball. And you just pop a little bit of the color right there. I try not to get too dramatic with it. I tend to go overboard with my makeup because, like I said, I use it as stage makeup basically. I'm doing my face to be filmed every day. It's for you guys to see it, so I tend to go a little heavier than I probably would if I didn't make videos. And then I take this Kabuki brush. This is also from the Body Shop, and this is for their Bare Minerals series, but it's like the nicest little Kabuki I've ever found. And I use that to blend the blush up my temples a little and out without like dragging it too far or like adding more product to it. So I just do like a circular motion, like up and a little bit down, and then I hope to goodness that they're even. And then, like I said, I have a lot of fun adding something a little bit more vibrant just on the very, very tips of my cheeks. So I take the brush again and I just swipe it just on the edge and just pop a little, very little, right there and right there. And then get confused as to which hand is holding which thing. And then dust off the excess because I'm not trying to add more. And then just blend that in as well. And that way I think, even though I have a lot of blush on, that it looks more natural because it's like a little bit redder right there than it is right there. So I think that looks good, especially because you guys are, you know, watching me do it on camera. So then, and I like brushes, like I said, if you guys watched Froggy's brushless smoky eye tutorial, which I thought was adorable and had so much fun watching, and now you're watching this, I'm like the total antithesis, because here's another brush, here we go. This one I ordered online. It's just some generic thing, but it's got really, really soft bristles, and I think they're synthetic, which I prefer, and it's angled like this. So I go into my bronzer. This is the Leopard Love face case thing. It's got the bronzer, the blush, and the highlighter, which I like this as a bronzer sometimes because it's like a little bit more subtle than this one, but as you can see, I've used more of this, and when I do a lighter blush, I like to do this. So then I make fish face and go up like that and do a little on my temples. And I know some people put some here and here, but I just feel like I look too dark if I do that. So, little on the temples, little where the cheekbones would be, little of the other one, sweep it down my neck some. Okay, almost done with the face process, guys. There's just one more step to the face, and then I'm going to go ahead and do my eyes. Take this big fluffy complexion brush, take this pan of Physicians Formula highlighter, looks like that. Swirl that around, and then this is just, as Froggy would say, to make me look more alive. Instead of bronzing, I go with more of a pearly, shiny thing. When I was younger, I was really goth, and I would just do like a really whitish foundation and powder, no blush, no bronzer, no shine. I wanted to look ghostly, and so now I'm making up for that time. Okay, so here's what I've got so far. I need to do my eyes completely and my lips, and I will be all done. So I'm going to turn the camera off, make sure I actually caught all of this, and I'll be back to show you my last step. Alright, well, I just watched back my footage, and while I did catch myself in frame, and I did do a pretty good job, actually, I realized it's a really long video, so I think maybe after I finish doing my makeup, that might just be today's video, since it's already going to be like at least, oh my gosh, almost 20 minutes long of just me talking and me doing my makeup. It's a good thing I decided to talk about other stuff while I'm doing my makeup, because otherwise some of you might have gone running for the hills. But this is today's video, so yay for a makeup video, and I wouldn't call it a tutorial, but it's more like a see how I do my makeup day. So I haven't done anything since I turned the camera off last. It's time to do my eyes. I'm going to start with one of my favorites for my upper eye, like under my eyebrow to my eyelid. And I put this on first. This is just a pigment powder. This one is called Vixen by Rush Shimmer Shakers, which I've never heard of before, but my very good friend Judy gave this to me years ago, looking for a brush. And at first I wasn't sure how I felt about it. I never used it for years. I swore by Urban Decay. But then I noticed the color of this stuff is very, 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 very matching to my skin. It's just very shimmery with like really fine glitter in it. And it's also really similar to, oh, what's the first one? The cowboy one. There's a lot of them. Midnight Cowboy, the original Midnight Cowboy, which I have in this palette, but I'm running low on. So this is a lot like Midnight Cowboy. It's just a little bit less pinky. It's just more beigey. And I like to use it all over my upper eye because, like I said, it's pretty neutral. It's just a little bit of shine. And I really appreciate that because, as I said already, my glasses tend to cover up my eyes, and so they're not brought out as much. But I still do a highlight, and I still do other stuff that's kind of just like part of my primer process. Really fun. We'll be back for that in a little bit. I've got to finish this first. My former coworker from Borders, Elizabeth, is coming over in a little bit, and she asked me if I wanted food from anywhere because she's so thoughtful. And I'm like, I have no idea what I want, but how about a Jamba Juice or a piece of cornbread? I've been craving cornbread like crazy lately. It's like all I want to eat. So now we're at the point where we have to decide which eyeshadow palette to use. I'm going to grab you guys for a second to show you our options here. Do you see all these? We've got those. We've got that whole stack of little palettes there and those little individual ones. Book of Shadows 4, Book of Shadows 3, 15th anniversary palette. So we have many a choice in the eyeshadow department. I have no clue what color eyes I want to do today. I usually do like a brown smoky eye or a purple smoky eye, and I, do other variations in between, but I really don't know what I feel like doing, so let's go with my favorite purple, just because it's sitting right here. I'm going to go ahead and use the Urban Decay 15th Anniversary palette. I'm using Tainted, which is up here at the top. And I was thinking the other day, I was like, you know, some girls who have this palette hate certain shades that are in it. Some girls that have this palette hate other shades that are in it. What if everybody got together and like swapped based on the colors they used? Like, hey, half my palette's empty, half is full. You don't use the colors I use. I don't use the colors you use. Some sort of big like cosmic Urban Decay trading thing. I thought that would be really fun. I just have to find the girl that exists who loves the shades that I'm never going to touch in here and vice versa. So I'm using the Urban Decay eyeshadow brush that came in the Naked palette, which they replaced, I don't know if you guys remember, but there used to be a two-sided eyeliner brush that came in the palette when it was first released. One side was brown, one side was black. And I guess because of production issues, they switched to this makeup brush, which honestly I prefer, because I have like 20 Urban Decay eyeliners. Phone. I should really turn it to silent. I am sorry. It's my own fault, but I don't want to stop what I'm doing and go do that. Anyway, when they switched from the eyeliner to the brush, I appreciated that because this is the highest quality brush I own, and it is totally my go-to brush for eyeshadow, and I could not recommend another eyeshadow brush more highly than this Urban Decay, whatever the heck brush it is that came with the Naked palette. So I'm putting this on pretty heavily. Sometimes I use, I think this is called Morphine, this pencil, this eyeshadow pencil by Urban Decay first, but because it's an eyeshadow pencil, it's kind of cakey on its own, and it has a tendency to make my eyelids look like wrinkly because there's so much product on them, so I'm just going to hope for the best with just applying this over the primer and the other junk that I have on there today. And then excuse the squinting because my glasses are off and I can't see very well. Now, I don't really love the purples that come in here to use for like my outer corner. I'd like to put something darker in my crease. I don't use the same color like Froggy does for my corner. And the pink is like a little too intense for like the way I'm feeling today. So because I've got purple, I'm going to look for another purple that I would prefer to use for my corner. Let's go with this one we used yesterday. This one is called Flash. It's just a little single piece. I think I borrowed this one from my sister Jordy because I bought her the Sustainable palette from Urban Decay a few years back, and it comes with this in there. Alright, now this process is going to be a little bit tedious, so I'm going to turn the camera off, guys. All I'm doing is applying purple in my outer corner here. Once I've got it even and got my eyelashes curled and my mascara on my eyeliner and my lips, I'll come back. So I guess this will be the end of the makeup portion. Well, yeah, because I mean that's pretty much all I'm going to do is just a highlighter, mascara, eyeliner, and lips, and I could just go on forever. I'd like to be able to film a little bit of other stuff that I'm doing today. So thanks for watching the makeup portion. I promise I'll be right back as soon as my face is painted, and you guys will get to see something else, okay? And here's the finished look, guys. I finished my makeup. I decided not to line my upper eyes today. Often I do. When I do a purple eye, I usually like using Binge by Urban Decay or Ransom by Urban Decay, or sometimes I will even go for Asphyxia. Any of those three nice purples. I usually do line my eyes to coordinate with the color eyeshadow I used, but today I used a lot of black, I used a lot of mascara, so I decided to just leave the purple eye alone so that you could actually see the true glory of it. My video is going to be really long, so even though it's still kind of early in the day, I think I'm going to go. I'm going to get this edited together. I'm going to upload it for you. If anything else happens, I promise I'll film some more, but in case you don't see me, I do wish you all a very happy Sunday. I love you all very much, and I have both jobs tomorrow, so I'll see you for a quick video at some point on my lunch break. Thanks for watching.